You have been getting messages. Messages have been all around you. Some of you who feel like you've been praying, or meditating, seeking answers, seeking your truths. You've been getting the answers all along, but because you've been so focused on trying to find an answer, not necessarily in your ego, but in a way where you're only expecting your response to come from a certain thing, person, situation, you're not allowing space or the manner in which it needs to come. So I encourage you right now to take a few deep breaths. Okay? Relax those shoulders. You may have to move your head a little bit, move your eyes, right? Just so that you won't be so hyper focused on seeking, okay? The answers are here. You just have to allow and be open to receive, okay? So this particular reading, I want to focus on what have your chakras been telling you, okay? Chakras are simply energy portals or energy centers with and around you, okay? And I feel like some of you have been getting messages that you've been missing. I'm hearing something in regards to electricity in the manner of a relay. I'm not 100% positive in regards to how this mechanism works, but there has been a misfire. There has been some form of disconnection in regards to receiving that spark. And it's just been missing. You've just been missing it. It's just been like a glare, I'm hearing almost, as far as being able to identify the messages that you've been seeking. And I know some of you feel like in order to get certain answers, you have to go out and do something. You have to take action, which is one form or method to be able to tap in, right? But I encourage you to not always think you have to go and do something. Something like taking action in a sense of opening up a book, going and seeking a practitioner or a specialist. Sometimes those answers lie within the pause, okay? It lies within your stillness. It lies within that space in time, okay? So we're going to tap in. This is just a little bit something different. If you are not familiar with my channel, I am Amethyst Goddess from InAlignment Ministries, and I really want to focus on the messages that you've been seeking, okay? And the key traits of those messages, what I'm getting, are within your energy centers, okay? There is a body, mind, spirit connection that is, I'm hearing, severed. Some of you it's just imbalance. And because of the hyper focus or the hyper awareness of your given situation and the desire, and some of you are actually desperate, seeking that answer or answers you're overlooking, right? Or because there is a severance there, you're not recognizing or not even able to identify what exactly this truth is, okay? So let's see. I'm going to give a few moments for exactly what we need to identify. And this doesn't have a time, okay, or a date as far as point of reference. So whenever you come to this video, whatever time frame it is, it'll be there when needed, okay? The messages will be applicable to that given situation when you come to this channel, okay? So, solar plexus. Some of you are having an issue on taking action on certain aspirations or desires because you lack the motivation, you lack the drive, and you're not exactly able to pinpoint your purpose per se. So, say for instance, you know you're supposed to do something in regards to healing the world. That can be so broad as far as healing the world. What does that even mean? Some people are artists, painters, where they can help in a way where it's therapeutic colors, or there's an energy that is very healing within those art pieces, right? There's some people that play a harp, play music, and it's very healing and therapeutic. Others are Reiki practitioners, just energy healers. Some people have a voice that is very soothing, very healing, even stimulating. So we all have different things that we can call healing or healing modalities, or some people do nails, hair. That can actually be healing, massages, acts of service, right? So I don't want you to just think like just because I said I'm a healer, then I'm going to be doing all of these different things. You have to figure out what that thing, what specialty you have that can help heal the world, if that makes sense. So some of you know you have certain talents and certain gifts, but you haven't fine-tuned the actual niche or mechanism in a way to execute it so that people say, aha, that's what I need. Okay. And I'm here to tell you it's not necessarily up to you to construct that. Some of us, because we're maybe business minded, business focused, we say, I want to attract this particular customer or client. I want this particular reach, so on and so forth. But I'm here to tell you, in some instances, especially in my experiences and those that I've listened to, they have discovered that, yeah, you can have the intention of who you want to target, but sometimes within the execution and people seeing it as far as that attraction, they're outside of that scope that you have placed so much focus on as far as your intentions in attracting them. Sometimes you'll attract people, like, say, for instance, if you want to attract single mothers, for instance, you want to attract single mothers in their 40s that are going through this, and this. Someone may actually hear your message, or people may hear your messages, that even though you're focusing on that particular target market, they actually love what you're saying and can relate. So it will make you almost like second guess, in a sense, who your target is. Who are you really trying to aim and pursue as far as your target audience? So I encourage you. I'm hearing that you need to be a little bit more open as far as how it unfolds for you. You can start off releasing information, producing certain things, within whatever realm that you are constructing it. But be open to and be flexible as far as how it will come out, how it will unfold. So again, just like the example, as far as you probably initially think someone like yourself, you will want to present certain information, you will want to, create certain things for that particular market. But Spirit is saying be open, because there may be others that are just as intrigued or fascinated with the information that you present, or the things that you create, and not to cut those people off. Okay, you'll find some form of inspiration when you connect with those people, because those people actually will be more engaged than what you initially think. So put the information out there, create the things, but you will be amazed, you'll be surprised once you see how it unfolds. You'll actually will have to go back to the drawing board and shift a little, do a little few tweaks here, not just completely destroy everything you came up with, but tweak it a little bit, so then you'll be able to actually, it's called modifying, okay? Modify that particular purpose or gift, however you present it, okay? So solar plexus, believe it or not, deals with mental energy. I'm hearing fortitude, willpower, being critical to yourself, others, right? And it can be underactive or overactive, in the sense where if you're not critical of yourself per se, or overly critical with someone else, maybe you're not using your critical thinking skills as far as engineering something or creating something, in regards to your business or your career, your dreams, your aspirations, okay? Also, your beliefs are held in your solar plexus. So, you know, it's not just that programming that's going on. You think it's all in the head. There is some conscious lies or blocks that are within some of you that is keeping you stagnant or on this wheel of um you don't have enough or you need more. uh you're constantly looking out for, like you're outsourcing your energy, where you're not really focusing on what you have to offer and what you actually bring to the table, or what you can actually deliver in regards to your creativity. Okay? Some of you, I'm hearing overlooking. So some of you are actually overlooking what you possess, what you have, because you look for other creators or other entrepreneurs or what have you that may seemingly be successful in your eyes, but you don't know their whole process. They're only showing you a few things, and maybe no thing, in regards to how they did what they did or where they are, right? So even though you may look for inspiration as far as those people, be mindful that you don't know. And I'm also hearing smoke and mirrors. So it may be a thing where your perception may be fooling you, because you're not seeing the hard work they may have put in, the many hours they may have stayed up, and maybe they're really not producing as much as you think they are. But because you're seeing it on social media and they present it in such a way that is attractive, that you almost glorify the glamour of what they're presenting, okay? And you're not seeing it within yourself. Some of you have a mindset of perfectionism, in the sense where it has to be just right, or you're not releasing it. You're not showing it to the world because you have a thing where it has to be perfect. It has to be just right. And you'll keep redoing it over and over again. Keep doing takes after takes after takes after takes or edits to present something. And I don't know if you've ever noticed this. When you naturally allow something to unfold, you'll get more receptivity versus that perfection aspect. You'll get more engagement with just releasing something off the dome or being just in the moment of creation versus you saying, no, that wasn't good enough. Oh, I messed up and I said this. Oh no. You know what I mean? And it's that critical talk that you may have, that self-talk that you may have, or even another voice that may be in your energy or in your head. It seems like it's in your head where you're thinking that it's not good enough. And the truth of the matter is, it is really good enough. It's actually pretty good, but you can't see it. Okay? So that's what I'm getting for the solar plexus. And I'm also hearing, as far as the underactivity, some of you have become lazy in routine. And I'm hearing safe. So sometimes when it's underactive within the solar plexus, you'll kind of be passive in life, where you just allow things to happen, or you just kind of passive. That's the best word. Okay, I'm hearing passive. So I'm encouraging you to really focus on that solar plexus, and I'm hearing how. So solar plexus, what do you think? Solar, sun, right? So if you can, get out in the sun, eat those colored foods, the yellow, you know what I mean? Wear the color. Have something in your room, like, say for instance, I'm hearing the stimuli. So have something in your room. I don't care if it's a painting. I don't care if you decide to draw one day and use your colored pencils or markers or whatever. Accent it with yellow. It doesn't have to be a lot of yellow. You can even buy a towel. Like in my bathroom, I have these yellow, like gold looking towels, and they always catch my eye when I come in the bathroom. So that's like one of the first things I see. It's other colors in there in my bathroom, but those colors particularly stand out. Okay. Yellow is about sight. Yellow is about fire. Okay. And if you have tiger's eye, citrine, golden topaz, that will really help. Let me see what kind of scents essential oils you could use. Lemon, rosemary, ginger, and peppermint will be good. Okay. So your attitude about how your life is looking needs a little tinkering, okay? And be mindful of what you intake. So limit your caffeine, be mindful of your starches. Some of you may be emotional eaters, or, eat compulsively. So just remember that when dealing with the solar plexus, okay? And I'm hearing some of you say it has to make sense. So that even further confirms the yellow, the solar plexus energy that I'm seeing, okay? All right, so that is what I'm hearing. Is there another energy chakra or chakra point that I need to identify? It's a few of them. What are the most prominent? Okay, so I got pressure on my throat. Some of you need to clear out your throat, even if you have to sing. And I'm seeing myself while I'm speaking right now, and this is what I'm hearing: me 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 me, la la la. So some of you need to clear that out by singing. I don't care if you don't think you sing good; it doesn't matter. Use your voice. Hum. Okay? So things like that. Okay? With the throat, some of you may have thyroid imbalances. Okay? Now, I'm not a medical professional, but I'm hearing iodine and zinc. I'm also hearing hypothalamus. What is that connected to? That is the third eye, actually, because I was seeing the brain. But there's something dealing with your endocrine system that you may need to pay attention to. You know, everything works synergistically. I always express that. So you may need to look at even your nervous system. Okay? Some of you actually may get nervous when you speak. And I'm hearing you need to get the jitters out, right? And in order to get the jitters out, sometimes you have to dance. You have to make fun of yourself. You have to be silly. Or you can take breaths. And I'm also seeing, in a sense, where it's helping you clear out this. Even though you're doing other physical movements that affect other body parts, those movements, those silly things, or what you think may be silly, are actually helpful for your throat. Movement will help your throat. Okay? Now, the throat is connected to open, clear communication. Okay? Speaking your truth. Being honest with yourself and with others. Okay? It is a portal, a creative portal, where you express yourself, not just by using it in voice, like singing, like auditory all the time. Your creativity can be expressed through writing. Your creative abilities can be expressed through dance. So that portal right there opens you up to be vulnerable, right? It helps you, in a sense, with your life force as far as breathing. So I strongly encourage you to use it often, but use it in balance. Because I'm getting some of you have an overactive throat, where I'm hearing you over-explain, okay? You over-explain, you over-communicate, and how you do that is, say for instance, someone doesn't understand why you like what you like, or they even want to say, why are you, they want to know your business, in a sense, okay? And some of you are having an issue with over-explaining. You can simply say no. You can simply say yes, and that is okay. Specifically no, though. Especially if there's boundaries, there's boundary issues. Some of you need hydration, and look, interesting enough, is blue. Some of you need to hydrate, and not simply just with water, but you know, of course, if you look into it, you know, you need your minerals, right? Your electrolytes. Okay. Some of you are having certain sinus and allergic reactions. even issues with hearing, because you need to clear out the throat, okay? If you're familiar with the connection, there's a connection between, which makes sense why the third eye was highlighted. Ears, eyes, nose, and throat are all connected, okay? And if you're in the medical field, you are familiar with that. There's an ears, eyes, nose, throat doctor, or it's all connected. So if you're sick, if you're experiencing a cold or what have you, you'll feel pressure, the sinus pressure. You'll feel it in your eyes, your head, your ears, your throat, even in your mouth. You'll feel all of those sensations all through there in your nasal cavity, okay? So Spirit is saying it needs to be cleared out. It needs to be cleared out. And I'm also hearing some of you need to clear your home and let fresh air come in. Okay, there's some stale, stagnant energy recirculating in your home. It's just circulating. It's because there's no exit. So some of you may be in like a hermit mode type of feeling, and you're not going outside enough. So it's just the circulation of the same energy just over and over again. And you need to cycle that out, okay? And I'm here to tell you is a fan is not going to help it, okay? An air purifier is not going to help it. You need to move. You need to open the doors, the windows. You need to wash your sheets, okay? Your linens. You need to dust, mop, I'm hearing. So some of you it resonates with like floor washes, cleaning out the energy, saging, Palo Santo. However you thoroughly clean your home, Spirit is saying it is necessary to circulate fresh air, okay? Okay, so I only want to do 3, because again, there's a lot of them that were highlighted, but I'm asking Spirit for the more prominent ones. Okay, so let's see. I'm also hearing reflexology, stretching. Some of you may have issues with your neck and your shoulders. Okay. And it's also because I'm seeing someone with the clenched jaw, okay? So some of you have issues with clenching your jaw, not because there may be a misalignment or some dental work that may be needed or an accident that you may have had, but it's stress. And that stress comes from not being clear and communicative to those that you need to communicate with. So there may be some bitterness or resentment, or you've held on some form of emotions or expressing yourself through feelings or your thoughts. You're not articulating yourself. You're not saying anything especially if it's something that's bothering you. That's what I'm gathering here. Okay. All right. And I'm hearing cognitive dissonance and buyer's remorse. So if that rings a bell, okay, that message is for you. So now I'm tapping in just to get this one last energy portal. I'm seeing something twofold, and I'm about to sneeze, so I know that's a confirmation. Oh, I can't you stand that sensation when it's like right there when you need to sneeze? But I know it's just a confirmation, so if it comes up, it comes up. But I'm seeing a connection with the hands, okay? as well as the sacral or the sacral area. Okay. So some of you are creatives or creators, and you're supposed to use your hands, but you've been using your hands in other areas that you're not supposed to. So, say for instance, if you're supposed to use your hands for an instrument, right? But you're using it in a retail shop where you're ringing up customers. So, yeah, you're using your hands, but you're not using your hands in relation or in regards to what they're supposed to be used for as far as your gift or your purpose. And you're not using your hands in the manner that they're supposed to be used, okay? So some of you, it actually impacts your base, which is your root chakra. So it may affect your finances, your stability, because you are not operating in alignment to that said gift or purpose. Okay. Let's see, what other messages for the sacral? So I don't know if you're familiar with this, but your hands are energy portals, okay? So you receive and give within these hands, okay? It's a channel for energy to flow through, okay? So just imagine like your spine is like that energetic highway where electricity shoots up and down, and it travels in different areas, right? So the energy within your hands, okay, be mindful of who you are in contact with physically in regards to, like, say for instance, handshakes, or I'm hearing transmission. So some form of physical contact that you may have with those that may have lower vibrations. They may have entities or attachments that you may not be privy to, that whenever you touch them, there is some form of energy transmission. Now, energy transmission, you do not always have to physically touch or be in physical contact with that object or said being, right? You sometimes, especially when you're at that particular frequency or vibration to accept and receive certain energies or entities or attachments, then you don't have to physically touch those elements. They occur energetically, spiritually, okay? But what I'm seeing here is tactile, touch, okay? So I'm gonna look at my chart in regards to that, because touch is connected to the heart, okay? So it's possibly someone that you trust, someone that you're trusting that you probably shouldn't be trusting. And I heard a word, but it left. But, those that you've seen that they're not of the best energy or vibration, and you are still in communication with them, and it affects your heart chakra, okay? And I'm hearing communication. So you may very well be in contact with this person physically, spiritually, especially if you've been intimate with them. You may have a soul tie or some form of cord attachment connected to this individual or individuals. And Spirit says there needs to be some form of severance or disconnection. Okay? So again, the issue stems within the sacral. Okay? And if you're not familiar with the sacral, it's basically after your solar plexus. And your solar plexus is kind of like your core area, near your navel and a little bit upward, like your upper stomach type area to your gut, okay? But what I'm seeing as far as the sacral is like more so like where your reproductive organs are. Okay. Okay. So some of you actually need to check that. So it's right below, is like 2 finger widths below your belly button. Okay. So that's like the reproductive area. And I'm hearing sugar. Now, sugar generally deals with, like, if you have sugar imbalances, it may deals with your hormones as well as your pancreas, right? Um, Even like your digestion. I mean, all of it works together. But I'm hearing that blood sugar is something in the sacral energy. There's something within the sacral that needs to be addressed, even though generally your reproductive organs are within the sacral area. So I'm just gonna see something right quick. Okay, so this is interesting. So again, solar plexus generally deals with the pancreas area, right? Even though they're really like right next to each other, the sacral, from what I'm seeing, because the sacral deals with emotions and your feelings, some of you are actually feeling sensations within your reproductive as far as satisfaction, gratification, some kind of stimulation emotionally, that it's a disc, it's like it's not a disconnect, it's like you may be an emotional eater, or you may be someone that is really focused on pleasure. So it's good to tap into things that make you feel good, right? But there's always a thing with balance. So some of you have been overstimulated within your sacral, that's throwing off the other energy portals, okay? The other energy centers. So the sacral, that's where, again, where your reproductive organs are. But because of this imbalance, because of your emotions, you haven't dealt with something, and I'm hearing childhood. So some of you may have emotional issues, emotional triggers that drives you into overdrive as far as what's pleasurable. So you may overindulge in food, you may overindulge in sex, you may overindulge in entertainment. And because some of you may be overly critical, you may watch the news too much, like media, gossip. You may overindulge in, some of you have a cookie craving. So again, food, but I'm hearing specifically cookies, sweets. Some of you overindulge in even smoking weed, you know what I'm saying? Smoking. So those connections, Spirit is asking you to connect the dots, okay? And remember when I started off that there are messages that are passing you by in a sense, because you may have your headphones on, not literally, but spiritually. You may have something plugged in your ears. You may have blindfolds on. You may actually have the mask to cover your eyes, eye mask. You may have that on. You very well may have something, the tuning of the volume down, where the volume control is all the way to 0, and you're not picking up, or even the signal like a satellite, or like, radio stations where they have a certain sound wave, or a wave, or I'm hearing like electromagnetic wave where there's a distortion, okay? There is distortion there that is preventing you from actually tapping in and getting the clear messages and signals that you need. So some of you actually need to detox and cleanse that energy, withdraw yourself from certain pleasures for, even if you can test yourself for 3 to 7 days. Challenge yourself for 3 to 7 days to withdraw from the gossip blogs, the news per se, or even if it's a certain food, if you notice that you overindulge in certain, like especially like carbs or what have you. Like some of you like bread a lot. You get what I'm saying? So that bread is turning, I'm hearing like the gluten and the sugar is basically not productive. It's not a productive energy, so that you can really receive the messages that you need to receive. You're seeking certain truths and you're seeking certain answers, but you're not getting them because you are not in alignment to receive them. Okay? Some of you are seeking some form of passion or love, passionate love. And because you feel like you're lacking it or you're not getting it, you're tapping into other sources to get it. And I'm seeing, what I'm visualizing right now is a person that is literally like leaking the orange color, or it's like almost like a liquid form of sacral energy. So I'm seeing this orange leaking out of this particular area of a person, because there are wounds there that you gotta tap into in order to heal it. And I'm hearing some of it is even keloid energetically, because there's like an overactive energy in that area. Okay? So to balance that, I feel guided to tell you some affirmations that you could use in regards to the sacral, particularly. My creative energy has the power to manifest. I'm united with all nature. I open myself to others naturally. And for the solar plexus, I am growing stronger every day in every way. I allow my peace to radiate into all of my choices. I accept myself. Your throat, I freely express my thoughts and feelings. I communicate my confidence with ease and grace. I speak my own truth. Okay? Because of the throat sacral connection, I encourage you to try the orange and the blue, like play with those colors. Okay. Is there anything else, Spirit? Is there anything else? So, I just want you to keep in mind, even though I highlighted 3 energy portals or energy centers, aka chakras, I want you to keep in mind that, again, all those energies work synergistically together. So you improving one, it's like a domino effect, and it helps the other. You get what I'm saying? So if you have base or root chakra issues, the more that you instill confidence and assurance or affirming or reiterating how you belong here, how you are safe and you are loved, you're protected. It's building up that confidence within your solar plexus, so then you'll be more confident and have a stronger willpower to initiate the change that you need to initiate. And if it's a thing where your solar plexus is involved, then you're going to let your light shine. So you're going to tap into your emotions. You're going to feel more passionate about your gifts, passionate about helping others, passionate about your purpose, passionate about doing whatever you want to do. Okay? You'll be on fire for your life. And you'll feel them even more as far as the intensity when you're using this, because then you'll be able to tell everyone, you'll be able to express how much you are in love with what you do. And you speaking that truth in your experiences, in a sense, as a testimony, it will help others. And it will also help yourself, because yourself is listening to you. All of the layers within you are listening to you. Okay? So I'm seeing the more confident you become, the more you will heal that inner child within you that has been seeking consolation, that has been seeking encouragement, that has been seeking a high five or a thumbs up or good job, or something that is saying you are good enough. You speaking over yourself, you speaking out loud, not just internally, although that does help, but it's something about when you command and speak positivity over your life, affirming yourself, that it will send shockwaves and tingly feelings all over your body, not just in the physical, but your spirit is listening. You are not your body. You only reside in a body. It's only a shell. It's only a mechanism, a human mechanism that you're using to operate in this life. So I'm encouraging you to have that authority. You have the authority to use that authority and to operate in that authority. That some of you may be familiar with this scripture. I believe it's a scripture where you command things that be not as though they were. Okay? So even if you feel like you don't have enough, you can set the trajectory or the tone to shift that energy so that you'll be able to transmute that energy and manifest exactly what you desire. That peace, that love, it stems within you and radiates out. Even though those social connections, they help bring it out. Being around other ones that love themselves and love you, that helps, it brings it out. But at some point, you have to use the power within you to bring about a change. Okay? So, again, I am Amethyst Goddess from InAlignment Ministries. All the information you need as far as booking me, getting in contact with me, following me on social media is all in the description box. Okay? So that's all I have for you. Be well. Take care.